Are you a buyer right now who's super frustrated by this crazy seller's market that we're experiencing right now? Well, stay tuned because I'm about to share with you my 5 top ways to beat out the competition. Hey everyone, this is Carla Baker again, your local realtor here with Keller Williams Realty in Clarksville, Tennessee. I just wanted to make another video to give some insight on how to win some of these bidding wars. It's been crazy right now. Buyers are super frustrated and I feel their pain. I'm out with them, out in the element, and I feel their pain. There's too many buyers and not enough inventory. Inventory can't keep up. These tons of buyers with all this. One of the reasons is the historic low interest rates, right? So it's allowing a lot more buyers to be able to get pre-qualified and jump into the housing market, which is great. But at the same time, because there's so many competition now, it's hard for these buyers to get the house that they want because they have 5 to 10 offers, literally 5 to 10 offers on the same houses. So let's get right into it. So tip 1 is get yourself connected with a local realtor in your area. Now make sure they have realtor by their name. That is different than just a real estate agent or licensee. Us as realtors, we hold ourselves to a higher code of conduct and ethics that protects our clients, the general public, and other agents, or other realtors, I should say. Now, you want to make sure that realtor that you connect with is a personality style mix. Just because they're a realtor doesn't necessarily mean you're going to jive, and you don't know how long you're going to be with this individual from the starting point to the closing table. So you want to make sure it's a good fit, that the agent that you go with, the realtor you go with, it's a good fit, it's a good match. And on that note, it's okay to interview with different agents when you're a buyer to make sure it's a good fit. You can ask them, how many buyers you're working with right now. What is your experience? You work more with sellers or typically more with buyers? Are you full-time or are you part-time? You want to make sure that that realtor that you're working with is going to have the time, especially that time is of the essence in the seller's market and inventory goes so quick. You want to make sure that they are going to have time to fit you in, and when that house hits the market that you love and you want to go see, that they can jump right on it and get you to that showing or send you a video or be one of the first to get their offers in, because time is of the essence right now in this market. And one more thing I want you guys to realize before we move on to the next tip is that as a buyer, you do not compensate us. Yes, you heard me right. You do not pay us to represent you. It's actually the seller, the homeowner of the home that you're purchasing, is the individual that compensates us at the end of the transaction. So there's literally no reason that you should go through this process of home ownership and this transaction without professional representation. So go out there, find yourself an amazing high-speed realtor and to connect with, and let them guide you through this process and represent you in your best interest. Tip number 2, it is very important that you are pre-approved by a local reputable lender. I cannot emphasize that enough. Not all pre-approvals are made the same. Some lenders are more diligent on their pre-approval guidelines than others. And when you have a solid pre-approval by a local, trusted, reputable lender, that's going to tell the seller, it's going to tell the listing agent that it's going to give them confidence that we're going to get through this transaction with good financing. It's a solid pre-approval. It's not going to fall through because the lender didn't do their due diligence on the front end. It's going to give them more confidence that we're going to make it through and your pre-approval letter is solid, which therefore is going to give you a higher chance of them accepting your offer. Tip number 3 is going in over asking price and putting some earnest money down. Now again, check with your realtor, discuss what's common in your marketplace, but generally speaking, going in over asking price and having earnest money is going to show that as a buyer, we're serious, we're not messing around, and we want this house. That's what we're going to communicate to the seller by doing this, and we're willing to put some skin in the game by putting some earnest money in. So that's going to help you beat out some of the competition right there. Tip number 4, be prepared to pay for some, if not all, of your own closing costs as a buyer. Now, sellers have their own closing costs and buyers have their own closing costs. And if you can afford, if you're in a position financially that you can afford to pay your own, which are typically 2.5% to 4% of the purchase price of the home, then it's going to make your offer stand out amongst the competition, and you're going to be more likely to win that house if you can afford to pay your own closing costs. Tip number 5 is make sure your offer is as clean as possible. Now, what do I mean by that? That means that you're not asking the seller for the moon and the stars. You're not asking for a ton of contingencies. You're not asking for, maybe you leave off a home warranty. You can buy that on your own once you close. Maybe you leave off some repairs that you can do yourselves. Maybe you don't ask for the house to be professionally cleaned because you can clean it yourself, or maybe it's pretty clean already. So talk to your agent about what's common in your marketplace, but typically speaking, the fewer contingencies as possible in your offer are going to tip the scales in your favor. Okay guys, that's it for today's video. I hope you got some valuable tips and tricks on how to beat out the competition in your home buying search. If you have any questions regarding real estate, please feel free to reach out to me regarding anything buying, selling, investing. I'm here for you. If you like this video, please give it a like, give it a share, subscribe to my channel, all those good things. I'd really appreciate it. See you next time, guys. Bye. So tip 1 is are you a buyer right now in this